Well, we had an outstanding recruiting class, and these days when you recruit top classes, they have a chance to play and make an impact. We played quite a few freshmen last year, so we'll see how it goes. Once we get in fall camp, they'll get an opportunity to show if they can play and be productive once fall gets here.
Auburn head coach Gus Malzahn talking about those talented freshmen making their way to the Plains very soon. The offensive genius making a stop in Mobile tonight as part of Tiger Trek 2014. Hi there, my friends. I'm Fox 10 sports anchor Simone Eli. Got a lot to tell you about, so sit back and enjoy. We get things started with the Malzahn at the Mobile Convention Center. The visit is part of an annual speaking tour put on by the Auburn Alumni Association. Malzahn making many stops in Alabama, Georgia, and Florida. We all know what the Tigers did last season in Malzahn's first year. The question now, can the Tigers repeat as SEC champs and take part in college football's first ever playoff? Malzahn talked about what lies ahead.
We felt like we had a very productive spring. This summer is going to be very, very critical to us getting stronger, faster, understanding the offense, defense, working together. And, the goal is we come back in fall camp better than when we left spring. We've got some pretty good leadership, so we're hoping that equates to a lot of improvement once we come back.
All right, still got a lot of high school football helmets spinning their little hearts out, and that means we have a long way to go in my 30 teams in 30 days spring special. Tonight, it's all about the Daphne Trojans. Now, it may seem hard for some of you to believe the team from the Jubilee City hasn't won a state championship since 2010. In fact, the Trojans haven't even made it past the second round of the playoffs since winning the school's second state title. But when you talk about consistency, well, Daphne definitely comes to mind. Get this, the Trojans have averaged 10 wins a season over the last 16 years, and during that span, they haven't missed the playoffs. I'd say that's pretty consistent. Now, recently I sat down with soon-to-be seniors Luke Broadus and TJ Reed, and of course, the very famous, talkative Glenn Vickery, Daphne's head football coach. Here's our conversation as 30 teams in 30 days turns a shade of purple and gold.
Let's go!
The spring season's here. Just talk about the excitement as a coach. You've done this multiple times. What's it like?
He's ready to get out of the weight room and get out of the other things and go find some football players and continue building the chemistry and the character. We're trying to find the character of this team, and I think putting on the pads is one way to help find that. Who wants to be a part of, as somebody once said, put your nose where you don't want to go. And that's what you do in spring football, and you find the kids who want to be, those real football players.
It's really exciting, and I put in a lot of hard work, so I'm just ready for the season.
And what does it mean to you to get back on the field?
It means a lot. This, it means everything to me. I've worked, day and night for a long time just to be able to play.
First round loss last season, kind of uncharacteristic for your program, uncharacteristic for you as a coach. Just how do you want to get back, deeper into the playoffs, and you expect that from your teams?
Yeah, you're looking to build on something. Everything's, you learn, everything you use to educate somebody. You got beat early, and, here's why we got beat. And so let's change some of those things, offensively, defensively, the attitude, and I think you learn from the good and you learn from the bad. And I think this group of seniors are hungry at this point. They got to carry the hunger, several more months. I always tell them, you come back during the summer, June the 2nd, if you want to play in the state championship game in Auburn, you got 6 months.
It's going to be real motivating because, it was like, it's not a tradition that Daphne loses in the first round. So us losing the first round makes us want to go farther.
Looking at your season schedule, you have Spanish Fort, you're playing Saraland, some really tough teams, some of the best in the state for this coming 6A new classification. Just what's it like to have a difficult opponent every single week?
It's always been that way. I mean, we lost Fairhope and Foley from our region. We still play them, but so 6A, has always been a tough region. Everybody, we see people's best game. They like playing Daphne. They like beating Daphne, and so we understand that, and our kids have to understand that. And that's part, as coaches, we got to transfer to them. People want to beat Daphne, and so we have to go out and play. And that's what that's what you should do anyway, regardless who you're playing. It's tough. It's been tough for a long time, and this season no different. There's a bunch of good teams on our schedule. Makes it fun. I mean, you got to go out and prepare every week to be good at what you do.
If you want to be the best, you got to play there. So. But that schedule is, it's good, but I feel like we can play them.
Yeah, every team we play, we take them seriously. We definitely do play a lot of hard teams, like the Foleys and all that stuff. But, we just try to go out there confident.
What's it like to have the bullseye on your back? Kind of personally, you got a lot of coaches out there who have coached with you, coached against you for a long time, and that bullseye is definitely there.
Well, most of them don't want to beat me because they love me too much, but I'm playing. It makes it fun. I've been through a season or two where you were out of the playoffs early, or you didn't perform as well, and that's a long year. And so, it's always fun to be in the region race and in the playoff hunt, just because you put so much time into it. Our coaches, they leave their families and spend weekends up there, and so the gratification you get is the success you see with your team and these young guys. That's where your thrill is, seeing these guys happy after a big win.
All right, well, here's the deal from last season. Daphne finished 8-3 and lost in the first round of the playoffs. Scoring was not a problem, and the defense was pretty stout as well. Now, here are the numbers I was talking about earlier. The Trojans are 164-43 over the last 16 years. They've made the playoffs each one of those years. You also see the 2 state titles there. Pretty impressive. Now, speaking of state titles, tomorrow night I'll profile the back-to-back 5A state champs, the Spanish Fort Toros. Coach Freeman and the boys looking for a three-peat. You don't want to miss this conversation as 30 teams in 30 days continues tomorrow night at 9. Now, Spanish Fort's baseball